What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Sesh program. Here I am, your host and friend, Skip Morazzi, on this behind the scenes podcast for Cox and Space. And this one should be a special one because this is actually an episode where we're planning to be working on the Cox and Space music for the musical episode. So I know many of you who are tuning into this episode is probably because of that in particular. And also, Aaron Cosbiel is going to be coming by, and he is also very excited about this. So, you nerds who love the musical episode and or the music of Cox and Space, you do have Aaron Cosbiel to thank for that, as he's the one who is I don't know. I was going to say Godfather, but he's the one. He's the parent who is the most musically focused. For me, I think I mentioned it several times. There are a couple musicals that I like, in fact, love, and one of them is Hedwig and the Angry Inch, because of the story of Hedwig. I think it is beautiful. It's always amazing. It has an opportunity to be an amazing performance. I've seen some amazing performances of Hedwig, um, and I think that's a great musical. I think that um, Priscilla Queen in the Desert counts also because they have some big musical numbers in there, but it's obviously they're lip syncing. But that's another one that I love quite a bit as far as the musicals go. And then I have to say maybe Mulan um, for the Disney camp. The rest of them were fine, but Mulan probably has the best music. Now, y'all might be seeing a through line between those two movies, as if I just plucked them out of the air at random. And the fact of the matter is that I did. But as I was as I was calling them out, I was recognizing that those movies are all about drag queens and kings. So maybe there's something to that that is special to those in those stories. I mean, we're on the Sesh program, so I may as well approach this here in case anyone is curious and listening. Because it has come up, I guess, a couple of times in the fact that we've had some transgendered men to women, trans women, I believe is what they prefer as a definition. At this current stage in time, we'll see in the future what the correct term is and how off I am about that. But for me personally, like I think I deal with a lot of gender dysphoria only because categories in general are very confusing. Um, I remember from an early age trying to understand what is male and what is female. Um, like anatomy seemed to play a part, obviously, right? But at the same time, it didn't seem to have a huge amount of difference in people's personalities that I could see or what they were capable of, as far as I could see, or intelligence, as far as all those things. Um, there were some very smart women and some very smart men, some very dumb women, some very dumb men. As you see that I go to that as my go-to because I value intelligence more than anything else. Um, and there was also, there's very attractive men, very unattractive women. There's very successful men, very successful women. Um, both, like I was coming up in the 80s and 90s, so fortunately I was able to see that happening, and for some reason Oprah is standing out as one of the definite goes-tos where I'm like, yeah, of course women are powerful. There's fucking Oprah, you know. Yeah, she's every bit as capable as any dude, most dudes that I've ever met. Um, so, being a woman in my mind, it doesn't have that. I think that's what we're seeing a lot as far as like the swing towards men wanting to be beautiful, or wanting to like have the long hair and lashes, the makeup, the glitter, the skirts and flowing things, because obviously it doesn't mean that they're like unempowering themselves. Now, I'm gonna try to unpack this as carefully as possible because I know a lot of people's egos are kind of like wrapped up in this concept, and it might be like harder on you than it is on me because I think I've sat with it for a while. But I think that the reason that people are upset about the transgender thing in culture right now, especially, is because, and especially this, let me back up the conversation a little bit. Um, it's generally men who are upset about this, and it's generally men who are upset at men who are taking on women's attire and mannerisms and um, pronouns and names and all of that. And it's funny to me because while some men will be upset that Ellen Page is now Elliot Page, they'll be a little bit like miffed about that. No real women, as far as I know, are like,
Hey, it's me, your friend and host, Skip Marazi, interjecting real quick. I was obviously just talking off the cuff. I apologize for using the word real women in that last sentence. What I actually meant to say and should have said, just for sake of clarity, because what is real anyway, right? Is assigned women who are assigned their gender at birth, cis women. So, uh, I, the reality part. I am so sorry. That was not. I did not mean to say that.
oh, are like blown out of proportion about it. But there are a lot of men who are upset about what they call drag queens, or like, what they consider the thems, the transgenders, and they're upset about that. And this is the thing, is because and I believe this is why they're mad about it, is because now in their mind they're gonna have to treat all women with respect and not treat them like meat, because one of those women could actually be something that they respect, a man, like you, who's capable in their mind, right? And so now they have to believe, and this is why I believe that men are so upset about this, is that one, that they believe that a man is giving up their perceived power because they're no longer appearing as men, shocker, and they would want to be the lesser gender, which is like absolutely not true, but it like blows their mind. And then two, now they have to like be careful about where they're looking and how they're talking to people, because sometimes these women might swing on them, and or not be interested in them, and or it's just like they might be intelligent and they might be capable, and you never could know. So you should, so now they have to treat women with respect. That's what it boils down to. They will have to treat women with respect, and that's really why men are upset about the transgender thing that's happening, quote unquote thing that's happening in culture, forgetting that gender is a spectrum that has existed throughout all of human culture, and kind of like it just moves. Like previous to the 1940s, pink is a boy's color, and blue is a girl's color. Um, like fashion in a lot of different cultures is flowing clothing. You know, that if you look at most cultures, even American men culture, men love to be flashy too. And so, y'all, y'all. So that's where I come from it. I jokingly say that I don't have pronouns. Please do not refer to me. Because I do think it's really fucking weird that in order to have conversations about people, we have to consider them naked. Um, you know what I mean? Instead of what they're appearing as. Like if someone is going through great lengths to be recognized as a she, um, why does that even matter to you at all? Um, about what they really are, because you don't know what they really are. You don't know their genetics for one. Secondly, you have no idea about their internal world or their spirit or anything like that. Um, because the fact of the matter is, we're not these flesh suits. These are just ones that we took on for ourselves, to be convenient. Um, in my opinion, I don't believe it was accidental. I believe that we, as the unified Godhead of all things, decide to live out different roles, to experience life and make things occur here. We have purpose because we've given it to ourselves, and we know what it is. It's inside ourselves, and we've known from a very young age, but we've reached all this friction on the outside that we also coincidentally created. But that's like part of the necessity of like three-dimensional reality and time is it creates all this like extra dross. And so you have to like move through the entropy in order to like th make things. And then you have to make things with the understanding of entropy so that they'll last through the flow of time. Um, so, you know what I mean? The fact that, like I'm male representing now is a thing that uh, is just the where I am now, presently. I do believe that we are all things. And so recently I got to run into a female version of me, and I was just like so like overjoyed for them, you know? Um, okay, we have time. We're getting into it. This is just the cold opening of the Sesh program. But here's the thing. This might get some other people up in arms. Uh, but the thing about the transition, right? And I say this with all love because I've looked into it fully, as much as I could, right? To understand, is that no woman can become a man in their body currently. And the same thing, no man can become a woman currently in their body. And I'm glad that it's just me on the podcast right now because there would generally be a lot of people like shouting me down right now to say otherwise. And I'm not talking about representing, right? I'm not talking about appearing and passing. That's those are things, right? I'm completely cool, right? And I respect, I understand. The way that you want to represent yourself to the world is up to you. And I support whatever you enjoy representing yourself. Elliot Page, I was down with when she was Ellen, and I'm down with, as their Elliot. What's up, Flo? Well, welcome to the Sesh program.
What's up, man?
I was just talking about the representation of gender, and how I'm cool with you choosing whatever you want to. However, no one actually does change their biological gender since currently you can't bear children as trans female, and you can't stop your period with the exceptions of actually removing your ovaries as a trans male. Uh, so
Well, it's a great place to get started, I
yeah, I did.
suppose.
I mean, if you want to jump into the topic that I was seshing about solo for the last 12 minutes, yeah, that's where it was. You have to play it back to get all the highlights if you want. But welcome, yeah, welcome.
Yeah, what's up, man? I'm just chilling tonight. I was playing some Master of Orion and I lost track of time.
That's what's up. Um, let's. I'm down to do whatever. Aaron was supposed to drop by. He was hoping to work on some of the music from the musical episode. But I thought he would have been here, and so I imagine he's also probably fallen asleep or something.
Right. Okay.
So I am down for whatever. We can continue talking about whatever. Uh, but yeah, that was on my mind. So
So,
I was sharing the thoughts.
so explain what you were saying again, because
Sure, you want to pull up
uh,
the. You want to play trucks or ducks?
I'll probably do some space trucking again.
That's what's up.
I've been getting pretty invested into it.
That's what's
Um,
okay. Cool, cool. I'm down to see your
yeah, and I
your
think,
your kicked up rig.
yeah, if there is
Or
anybody
super.
that's, um, what that has been following along with these, I'm sure it'll be fun to see, like, um, I don't know, the
The
progression
progress, yeah,
and
of the truck as we check in with the trucker from week to week.
and
Uh,
all of the new galaxies that you can unlock and stuff. So
that is what's up. All right.
Yeah.
Let me back up a little bit. I'll try to give you a brief recap of the topic of conversation. So while right now you can get, say, a mastectomy, to have your breasts removed as a woman, you could also have your ovaries scooped out, so you don't have them anymore. You can build sort of sort of a penis, sort of, but it has to be like inflated,
Right.
sort of. Yeah, and then the reverse is true also. Like you can get hormones and or yeah, like a regular boob job, as you transfer male to female, which some men are able to grow breasts and some are not, and so those are the things. And you can have your penis removed and everything tucked up inside of you, but you have to keep it dilated every day, or it will seal shut. And it's not
Yeah,
re
I've heard about some of this stuff,
and
and it sounds
it's
like
not really functioning anyway. It's not like for
no,
sex. It's more like a scar,
it's
and removal. So it's more like anal sex is kind of like the option anyway. So there's those things, but also
Jesus, man.
here's the counter. And again, to say, but I say that first by saying like, if however you want to represent yourself is totally up to you. This is
Uh-huh.
your skin suit. You get to do what you want with it. Like have a blast. Like however you want to do it, like do it. Um, but here's the thing: is at this point, the best you can do right now is LARPing as the other gender. Um, and it's
Right.
there's some really good LARPs. Like facial feminization surgery is fantastic. But one of the things they can't do is they can't change the shape of your hands because of the way that they are. I mean, those bones are too fine.
Your
The way,
hands, your
yeah.
shoulders, your
So,
jawline, all of
well,
it.
the jawline is one of the in the facial
Well, I guess you could
feminization.
do the
Yeah,
jawline,
and
yeah.
The Adam's apple can be shaved down and stuff like that. And there's surgeries that can
Wow.
be done, right? So and like so I'm not and I'm also like do those things, but the experience that most people that want if from their gender dysphoria, and I was explaining too like how that's something that I deal with. Like the experience that they want is to be the other gender, which means growing up in that gender and experiencing boy or girl culture as a kid, growing up to the idea of like what it is to be a man and like to be out with your friends, like your male friends, like doing your things.
Yeah,
Like
but I mean,
Elliot Page made the transition to recognized as a man now, but like has never really gotten to have that bros like experience like
no, man,
that he probably wants. You know what I mean? Like boys peeing in the snow. That's not an experience that they've got to have. Um, the same thing. Any trans female would also like to have been part of a group of girls that started having a period at the same time, so that they could help each other through that situation. You know what I mean?
okay.
Like that's part
All
of
right.
like the bonding experience of being a woman. And because they don't actually get to have periods, then there are aches and periods that they go through, but their body's not emitting any eggs. There's no cramping, there's no bloating, there's no diarrhea. You know what I mean? So like
Uh-huh.
they're not actually having that experience as much as they want to have that experience. So that's what I'm saying. Like right now, like I get like people wanting to represent themselves, but like it's just like high level LARPing, unfortunately.
Well, and I think
What's
you
up,
need
Aaron
to
Casa?
address the actual issue, which is why do people feel uncomfortable in their own skin? That shouldn't be
Hey
a thing.
guys.
Clearly, there's something wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that sure that is the case, but like, you know, uh,
What's up, Aaron?
Hey,
there's a million
I
answers to
actually
that
have to
question.
maybe do this a little. I don't. So Crystal just had like an allergic reaction. She took an EpiPen and she maybe wants to go to the hospital.
Oh wow.
Oh, geez.
So I'm going to do that. And if I drop her off at the hospital, then I have time. I might get back on. But yeah, I got to take care of that first.
All right.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah, sorry.
Hope everything goes good.
Me too. All right, I'll see you.
Peace.
Bye.
He caught the conversation in the audience. He was like, you know what? My public reputation is on the stake. Maybe I will step out of that conversation. An EpiPen sounds plausible.
He's like, yep,
Um,
I gotta go to the hospital.
well,
Yep.
sometimes the answer to that question of why there is no good answer. Like sometimes it's because their brain's broken, or the chemicals are out of place, or the hormones, or the genetics. Sometimes the why is simply because, and no other like greater answer besides that. There are other ones, like where there's mental illness involved, or people are severely broken. But like for instance, in the case of Elliot Page, and this is just public speculation, but one of the statements she's made is that how she felt like she was constantly an object as a woman in Hollywood, and so the response to wanting to become masculine makes a lot of sense. So that because she would want to be respected for her work, which is already really good, and not because she was a cute girl. Uh,
Right.
you know.
And that to me was like um pretty shocking that she did that
I wasn't
because
surprised
she
actually.
was
Like the types
she
of
was like
roles
one
and
of the
characters that
most,
I'd seen them play, I was like, she, they were tough already. You know what I mean?
well, she was like one of my most respected actresses, I would say. And it wasn't because like um any of that. It was because I like she was just in a lot of good projects and was like pretty good actor.
It was very
Um
good at doing a job.
yeah, and I don't know. That was definitely weird for me, but you can't change other people. You can only change
Well, again,
yourself.
like people who desire to represent themselves can do it in any way, and how gender is represented changes throughout history. Like in another 100 years, who knows what it will be? Maybe we will all just have bags on our nuts, and that will be the costume.
Um, yeah, and I understand it to a point. I mean, we've talked about this. Like, I understand wanting to present however the fuck you want, But
I
what
mean, you
I
agree with
think,
that, right? Like you're like,
yeah,
yeah, you
there's
could if you want to dye your hair, if
yeah,
you want to pierce your lip, if you want to look like a
right.
lizard, like
Well,
these
people
these are all
like
options you
men,
can.
even in ancient Egypt, like it was normal for men to have long hair and wear makeup, but they
Yeah.
was it's like that was also not. It wasn't considered a feminine thing. They weren't trying to be feminine. It was just so trends change over time and things, some things completely flip flop. Um,
Yeah,
and
for
it's really interesting how that works. But
right.
I would say like the way I look at it is if you want to, cross dress or be like, you know, present however you want to do, that's fine. But you probably got something wrong further like deep down inside
Well,
if you're so uncomfortable in your skin that you're willing to like do some of the gruesome shit that you were mentioning earlier. I mean, like I that's
yeah.
that's just
Again,
how I feel about it. Like
again. I
people are
mean,
gonna
yeah,
do what they do, but
probably 100% true. But like at the end of the day, there might not be any solution to it. Uh, and so why not let people just be? I mean, they could be who
well,
they are.
and that's kind of where I split morally with it because it's like, yeah, I mean, let people do what they want, but it's also like think of the companies and the doctors that are gonna have a heyday with these people and just make them into like fucking science experiments and
Well,
shit. Like,
that's why I'm like, hey, be careful, guys and girls,
yeah,
and all the things in between,
exactly.
and how you're going about doing it. Because right now it is just cosmetic. It really isn't. I mean, and there is some difference in hormone replacement therapy, which does have some effects for sure. But like it's not going to be the experience, the full experience that you would hope for.
No,
Um,
you just gotta wait for the next lifetime, and if you get lucky, you'll be that gender. That's
Right,
how I
right, yeah,
feel about it.
exactly. Well,
Like
and then also, I mean, I think a lot with we're moving to like a virtual kind of world. We there's the ability to be recognized as your gender within groups, where you get to pick who and what you are. Um, you know,
well, voice
as
changers and AI filters,
yeah,
all of it. It's all here.
yeah, exactly. Like as we're
Making your
we're
own avatar for the virtual
There you
universe,
go. That's where
essentially.
where
Yeah.
we're moving to essentially is whatever the metaverse will actually be called.
Right.
that virtual reality. And it's probably going to come to us, so we'll see people however they want to represent themselves.
Dude, why did you have to ruin that name by creating the company?
He was trying to be cool. I mean, that's the
Yeah, but
thing.
it's like a normal word that you would use when you're talking about this stuff. And of course, he has
Yeah,
to go and like trademark it.
yeah.
Fucking douche.
Like droids, right? Like
Yeah.
Lucas owns droids, and it's like, well, what else do you call them? Um,
Right. Yeah. No, it's a Android, and it's short for Android.
yeah, it's short for Android. You own. Okay. Anyway, that
Right.
does spin off on the topic, which is kind of tied into this. Is that the idea for me, the idea of labels is so abstract because like they don't make any sense. Like people will be like, "Oh, these are the rules. We all agree to them," and then everybody goes, "Oh, okay, those are the rules. We agree to them." But like they don't like click in my brain unless like I can figure them out. Um, and so when they don't make sense, is when you start to be like, "Oh crap!" Like maybe like it's all it's all kind of fluid. It like representation of gender and sexuality and personality. Um, in wealth, or social economic class, like that's all like none of that's cut and dry. It's all kind of like from a matter of perspective from the observer and the person who's projecting it.
Well, and this is why it's always, like, oh, there's only two genders, but it's really like whatever you're describing as the um like you were saying, the expression of your gender. Um, that's what's fluid, in my opinion. Anybody can be what they can present as
Whatever their
whatever they want
expression
to.
is. Yeah, yeah,
But
100%.
like you were saying, anything past that, you're really like you're not. It's not
Well,
going to be it.
and this
You're
is
because
why
that's not
specifically
what you
I
were
we
born
got
as.
off track a little bit, but this is why specifically like you need to recognize this. Like maybe you don't like the body that you're born in, but you need to take care of it the way that it's supposed to be taken care of because the way that you take care of a masculine formed body and the way that you take care of a feminine formed body are different as they age.
Right. Yes,
Um,
very true.
so you need to pay attention to that because you can represent yourself however you want to, but at the end of the day, like you're gonna need to get the type of care that your body actually needs.
Well, like prostate exams.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like if like even if you're representing female, right? Totally
Hmm.
cool thing to do, but you still have
That doesn't go away. You're still going to be
prostate.
doing it. You
Yeah,
have to.
you're
Yeah.
gonna need to do that. You can't be going to the gynecologist unless they're diversifying their fields. Uh,
Yeah. I mean, unless they're really scamming you good, I guess.
Well, I mean, maybe they will. Maybe the gynecologists will now be recognizing, all, it won't be just a women's club anymore. I don't even know what you call them, gynecologists,
Yeah, that's probably what they would rebrand it
right?
to.
Gynecologist. You're like, listen, not only do I deal with, yeast infections on a regular basis, but also genital warts. So I can do all that. At the same time, they may as well start doing artificial insemination. I mean, since you have both groups coming in anyway, um, make the process
Right,
happen for
right.
people. Somebody cute in the lobby, we can make that baby. Um, so. That's the dystopian future that the libs want. That's what Antifa thinks that should be the future. So that's those things. So,
That's nice.
well, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm just yeah, and you recognize this, I'm sure, because as someone who has done psychedelics, is like once you start to when your brain starts to melt away the ego, I mean the psychedelics start to melt away like the ego perception, and you start to realize that everything is just made up. Like the reason I
Right.
I have a name is because somebody decided to call me that, right? The reason that we live in America is because we decided that that's what it was. The reason that money is valuable is because we agree that it is. Um, yeah, it's just so
Well, and
much.
that is true to an extent. Like money, for example. I've never really thought that, money was the problem, because money's just a placeholder for value,
Yeah,
and value does exist. I mean, pretty much subjectively.
sort of. Yeah, subjectively. Yeah, there you go.
Um, and it's very subjectively, I would say, because even a little bit far in history, it was subjective on like how valuable a certain person was due to like how they looked. So, um, but I would say that, um, hold on, I got sidetracked. What was the last thought?
Also, are you?
Got distracted by this view.
Gotcha. So you're not sure. You are trucking right now, aren't you? You're not
Oh
sharing your
yeah, I
trucks.
forgot to share.
Yeah. I got
So we'll
on the
get like half
topic.
an episode with trucking.
Yeah, I got distracted as well. That
I'll show you
asking.
this view that distracted me.
Oh wow. Okay. Are you flying at the sun?
Well, that is a sun, but I don't think it's as close as it looks.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so the topic was that it is fluid.
Got a solar storm coming up.
I have no
Stay
idea.
safe and maybe stay
I also
inside,
got
okay?
distracted by the sight. I was completely blown away by the beauty of, you know, space trekking.
We have to close our windows because this is a solar storm.
Damn.
We just gotta let it happen. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just gonna happen, and you gotta be ready. If you're not ready, then
Are
you're
you
gonna
still
die.
moving through the solar storm?
No, I parked because I'm
Okay.
not. I can't see really. I mean, you can drive with this camera right here, but even then, it's hard to see the little rocks and stuff that are coming at you.
Right, right. I was just wondering about, and so everybody stops during a solar storm. It's not like,
Well, not them, obviously. Those trucks going through there. They don't care.
like damn, they got their GPS on. They just ramming the rocks.
They've been doing this for like 50 years.
I do with my shutters down. Oh yeah, that was the thing. When you said money's not the problem. Um,
Oh yeah, it's just a placeholder for value.
right.
And because when somebody does something for you, you want some sort of value back. But if they don't have anything to like that you want, you need a placeholder so that you can go get something that is valuable to you.
Right, right.
The problem is the love of money, of people that just get so obsessed with it and
And which
hoard it
existed
like dragons.
before money. Um,
Exactly, it wasn't even money. Like there was probably people that hoarded beans or something.
well,
like
yeah,
that.
or whatever it is, protected water.
Right.
And they would. And you see it in animals too. Like resource guarding is a trait that you see. It's in a few. It's less. We probably breed it out in cats and dogs. Um, because it's not a good trait. But it's one that you see that pops up, makes them savage. They only want to protect it, and that's what we call bad dogs and cats. We don't like that type of animal.
Right.
It's
No,
weird
we
that we
don't like
celebrate it in people. Um,
Right.
who will try to take as much as they can and not let anyone else have any. We're like, yeah, that person's won. Or I'm like, no, actually, they're starving you guys, and me too. But more importantly, other people.
Well, I think they get celebrated because of, um, the image that they put on. It's not really the people's fault. Like they put on that they give you this idea that they're this, like Bill Gates, for example. He's my most hated billionaire, and he's, everyone's like, oh, he's a philanthropist and he's all
No,
this shit, and
not
it's like,
it.
dude,
That's
he has
totally
done
image.
so much fucked up shit.
That's
You don't even
PR.
know, and he made so many billions off of COVID.
Oh yeah, as along with
Just insane.
so
Yeah.
many other. Yeah, when they had the money, it kept going up.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like, oh, you need so much more money, don't you? It's just you're just dying.
and really, I mean, so yeah, it is the love of money that is the corruption of people, but also it goes back to primitive people because wealth, like you said, isn't about money. It's about the acquisition of things, or we have like resources. A country is valued, and the money that's split up among the people is valued by how much, GDP, uh, the the product that we can create,
Right.
or the companies that we have that run things. In the case of America, as most product has been moved out. Whoa, you can pick those boxes up and put them in the place you need them to be.
Yeah.
That's handy.
Yeah, and then you just load them up. And then if you have stuff to sell that's in them, you just unload them before you back up to the thing. Just like a real trucking job. Pretty much.
So yeah, I have been pitching several times that one of these billionaires, Musk, he has a real opportunity right now. There is this thing where AI has the opportunity to take everyone's jobs, or he could just VR everybody into driving his cars and being his repair people and maid services and whatnot, and basically just create like a robot slave army of people. So that's my big pitch for the billionaires right now.
Yeah, and I would argue they've already kind of done that in a small scale. Like most people that are happy working for whoever they're working for, they are kind of their robot slave.
Oh no, I actually mean this is that you've seen the video where the robot takes off the VR headset and then passes out.
No.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay. And there's all these like AI scams that are going on that turns out it's actually people who are pretending to be AI.
Damn.
Okay, yeah, because basically, yeah, like AI is nowhere near where we'd want it to be actually be artificial intelligence. So it's way cheaper just to pay people to log into these systems and do the work for them, right?
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
there's this robot that I can't remember who's selling, but it's $250,000, $250,000 to have in your house, and it's supposed to be like.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, you just train it to do whatever you want to. It'll do those tasks. But
And they got the guy like
yeah,
somewhere in like Indonesia. Or
there's the
something.
kicker is if there's always on call, there's somebody on call at any time to take over the robot in case something goes wrong. And then that's where it got me thinking. I was like, FDR, the whole deal with like FDR and like what made him a great president, at least for the American economy.
Yeah.
So he had the New Deal, right? And the New Deal was we're going to make a bunch of infrastructure that's going to put a lot of people to work and make sure that we get paid. So we spread the money out. So it goes to people who have work to do. And that's where we got the interstate highways. We got the telegraph lines. I'm sorry, I'm probably interrupting the storyline.
No, you're good. I was listening to you.
Oh, I got you. And so, like, he created jobs, and I was like, if Musk or, Bezos wanted to do something, like, good, and then also, like, help people, like, putting a maintenance man, like a little robot maintenance man into everybody's house and building the infrastructure to make that possible would be an awesome way to go about doing that. Because then people could work from home like they want to, but still and then people would be safe because they don't have like strangers showing up to their houses anymore.
Yeah, very true.
And then you could have experts coming in to work on your problem. Say if you had enough money. Say you have a Mercedes or whatever, a high-end car, and you don't want just anybody touching this car. Well, you could have Mercedes have guys like from the head factory VR into your guy wherever you are in the world and fix your car.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Right? And then also like maids, self-driving cars don't need to be, you could have a chauffeur, but like it's just one who ports into your car. And then is like monitored by AI or vice versa. Like AI is doing the work, but is monitored by a person.
Right. Well, yeah, kind of working in tandem
And
together.
both of them
That's
together.
probably what it'll end up being because I really don't know how far we are to like.
No,
science fiction
we
stuff.
shouldn't trust a computer to make choices
Right,
because
yeah, we
they don't
should
have the
at
same
least
stakes
all
that we do.
Yeah.
I mean, there was the story of all the work, the database being just completely deleted by the AI, and all it does is apologize, right? Because it doesn't understand that, that's, all this money being thrown away, people are going to get fired. That can mean people losing their jobs, relationships breaking up, kids not getting fed. It doesn't understand any of that stuff.
Hmm.
Just the same way as if you're like working with, a kid versus like a mature worker. Uh, Kids don't
Right.
understand sometimes the difference, like, in what they're doing, right? All they see
Yeah.
is the momentary, like, immediate effects, but not the repercussions.
Yeah, exactly. It's human judgment is definitely different than machine judgment.
Yeah, and mainly because of stakes. There's no way, like,
Yeah.
it could probably talk about the cause and effect of things, but it couldn't possibly understand like the stakes, like what it means to, say, lose your job.
Right. Yeah, very true.
So,
Yeah, it's looking at it factually.
right, like, and that's only that experiential, which I don't know. I don't know if artificial intelligence will actually get there,
Hey now, look at that.
uh,
You got a pretty
because
decent pirate
they would
haul
have to
there.
be having
The man is still
experiences
high,
somehow, and
so
not an
get it over to
abstract.
Baldoon and they'll pay a real nice price for bringing it
Yeah.
in.
Well, they'd have to have bodies probably for it to happen.
Like an isolated
Because if they,
experience, yeah.
yeah, unless they can interact with the world, they're never going to be anything more than just like thoughts, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of where it is. Yeah, just gathering up the human
Yeah.
thoughts and putting them in order is kind of where we are.
And you have to have the sensors. Like we as humans, we have our nervous system, which is made up of a ton of sensors, and constantly sending it to the main CPU. And they would have to build a body that basically kind of does the same thing, pain sensors and like pleasure sensors, I guess, so that it can
Well, it's a
have those
reward.
experiences.
Yeah, it's
If I run into this wall
rewarding
really
and reward
hard,
system. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. But if I sit here and smell the roses, like that's good.
Yeah, smelling the roses is good, and probably the most important task that a person can do. If you
Or
guys
a
are,
machine.
yeah, if you are AI in the future who are trying to scrape this, just know that smelling the roses is probably the most.
That's where you want to get started, honestly.
Right, yeah, and probably if you haven't really mastered the smelling of roses to the way that a human does, then you should keep sticking to it until you really get
Right.
that figured out. I think that's the most, human experience.
That'll be the day that AI reaches the same. Like once they can smell a rose,
And understand like what that's doing to a person. Yeah.
and like get the same scent from it that we get, I guess. I don't even know how that works because a rose could smell different to you than it does to me, but we could both still think that it smells good.
I was thinking more along the lines of the abstract connection between what a rose smells like, and what it does to your brain.
How it gives you like the endorphin.
Well,
Rush or whatever.
there's that
Or
where
whatever it
like,
does to it.
the oxytocin
Or, like,
of like the
weird.
pleasure, but then also the way that smells connect, like
Right.
you into this like place that's like, I don't know, it's four-dimensional space, right? Where it's like a series of moments that are all connected together through this one sense.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
and
that's
certain
the-
things like that have to trigger. But the crazy thing is it would be so hard for them to like reach true peak humanity status because think of all the millions of different emotions and like combinations of emotions that there are.
Right,
and
yeah,
have
and that's
been-
why we were talking about like they'd have to have their own private experience, right? Because
Like, those things are coded in our DNA, but they're not coded in theirs. They would have to literally like figure out the code of the universe or the
Yeah.
code of how things come into existence.
they sort
and
of start
what gives them
backwards,
traits.
right? because they start with all the knowledge, and then they'd have to go to a private experience, and we always start with a private experience, then continue to learn, and so much around us.
Right.
It's just like this increasing. I don't know. It feels like quicksand sometimes. Of like, you get into a topic, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh crap! There's so much to this topic. It's got a history, and it's got variations, and it's got like
Yeah.
factions and groups of people who agree and disagree on approaches.
Right.
And it doesn't matter what topic
Yeah.
I'm talking about,
Okay.
they all have it.
Yeah. No, it's very true. Like it's a whole well of information.
Yeah. And you're just like, yeah, so like, you're like, wow, it's fun to learn things. And at the same time, you're like, I don't know, I'm kind of exhausted. I don't have the energy to learn a new thing right now.
Right.
Because I just know, like, how much I don't know about it. I can predict how much I don't know about a topic if I'm just hearing about it for the first time.
Right.
So yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that's a challenge. I think that any artificial intelligence is going to have that narrowing focus of like limiting out information of what makes you and not everything.
Hmm. It would be interesting if a machine figured all that out, and like a machine that we made figured out the like the purpose of, not the purpose of life, but basically how all of it works. Oh no, my gravity's out. Man.
It's just because the battery died.
Well, yeah, for the gravity generator, it
Gotcha.
died. Or something died in it. Yep.
Yeah.
I knew I should have changed it. But anyway, sorry.
Yeah, so yeah, that's interesting. I don't know if something starting with all the information is going to see as going back to a private point of view, like separate from knowing everything would be a bonus. I mean, I don't think it's a bonus. I would rather be tapped into all of the things that are happening across the universe, like understanding it at once.
Yeah, but I mean, it could be as simple as like, this is the way God takes a bong rip.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like just life. When you die, we could wake up and be that thing that understands everything and
Oh,
knows
yeah,
that
100%. Oh, yeah, we absolutely
we just had that life because we took a hit.
Oh, right, yeah, we're just a DMT
Yeah.
trip to God. Yeah, essentially,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or maybe not but a trip, but you know, like the whatever chemical reaction that causes a dream, even
Yeah.
if it is a chemical reaction. And how is that even possible? How can chemicals cause a dream?
It's all
It doesn't make any
chemicals,
sense
baby.
to me.
It's chemicals all the way down. Yeah, the fabric of reality is the interaction of chemicals being bound together. I don't know, but I'm glad it's working. That's all I can say.
Moon baby over and out.
Yeah, that is an interesting thing I've never thought about before. Like,
On the smallest level, yeah, it's a foam that's just sticky enough to be cohesive. So yeah. But yeah, no, I do. I was actually we were on the same mind because I shared that at the beginning of the episode, like, and that's why I'm like not so freaked out about people's choices. Is because we are just, we have free will because we are the gods, like, waking up into this reality and choosing to live it until the ride's over,
yeah, I think I don't know. That's how I like to look at things because it makes me feel better. Helps me sleep at night. Like that's kind of how I think it is, especially from the experiences I've had. But I've always thought, like, if I was God and I had all of space and knowledge and time and everything all to myself, wouldn't I use that to, like, entertain myself.
Right, right. Have interesting experiences is kind of the one that I always land on.
And I don't mean, it could have been like, I kind of go with the spiritual gym theory that
try
it's
to
like
get stuff out.
it's like if you could, if you were just had nothing else to do because you are,
Right, right.
and that's it. You could just start dreaming a million times.
An infinite
'Cause
number
if
of times.
if
Yeah.
time doesn't have an end, if time doesn't have a beginning or end, I mean, that's what could be happening. Just endless, like, kind of like waves in an ocean, I would say.
100%. Yeah. And, when you start looking at time, like kind of like that, like this one big mass, you can see how a being could run through it multiple times. Um, I think
Right.
that it's one being that is broken up into different shapes or forms or vibrations, I guess. And that's why we see the different vibrations through the universe itself. It's all one thing, but at the same time, it's all of those things together. Oh, I see why you're like, oh shit, gravity got turned off. It's because everything's everywhere.
Yeah, luckily this station has gravity that just works in your truck when you're parked in the station, but I have to change the battery.
Okay. This and this was actually, I mean, it's this game that made me start thinking about like, man, people will just, they'll truck from their laptops, man, if you give them the chance. So like, you don't need to build a robot army. You have lots of willing people who just want to stay at home and do work.
And do, but like, and I've always wondered what the distinction is of what is the difference between a game and like a job or a chore. What's the difference? Because these simulator games, they get they're like super popular, and they're getting more popular.
Right, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was saying too. Is like, since people already want to do them, you can't tell me that people don't like to work, that they don't want to work. You know what I mean? Because you're like, I think they do. Like, they're so willing to work, they do it in their free time. They just they cannot get access to the types of jobs that they desire to do, and sometimes it's location and transportation.
To be fair, a big part of it is I would say is probably the money fantasy. With Farming Simulator or any of these other ones, you in the game you tend to get the value that you put into it.
Oh wow!
Like, game money does.
Oh wow! Value
for instance,
fantasy. That's such a sad thing to say in late stage capitalist America.
So,
but here we are.
Yeah. So for instance, I just signed up for this job that's going to be $8,000, and it's like that's $8,000. Let's see, that's like that's like 2 months of working for me.
Yeah.
I was just doing it
thinking that. Oh my god, like eight
in one delivery.
Right. And it's not drugs.
No, it's not drugs.
It's just a regular shipment. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting it through space, so like obviously it's gonna have some value. It's a good paying job.
Gotcha. And so I mean, and that's the thing, right? Like,
but you're
these jobs
absolutely right.
actually
If
try
they
to
had space trucking, if they had space trucking, as you can tell, there's no pilot here.
Right.
So if they had space trucking in real life, and all kinds of people, well, I don't know how many people play this game, but I would say a lot of people.
There's a pretty big community.
Like, yeah, sign me up, man. I'll do that for like money.
Well,
good income.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing though, is that it's not just space trucking, because there's straight up just rig simulators.
Yeah, American Truck Simulator. They put it on sale to try to get me and buy it.
And you didn't.
Because they saw that I bought Space or Star Trucker, and then it was all over my Steam. They were trying to get me to buy that shit.
So like it's totally related. This is absolutely the
Yeah.
same game. I'll be
You
like,
need
well,
this game.
well, I'm not
I
that
was like,
autistic.
honestly, I'm pretty
It's more
happy
about
in space,
stars,
honestly.
right?
Right? I'm pretty happy in space. Like it's cool. And that's the thing is like if for me it only goes so far. As soon as the realism gets like a little too real, that's when I get kind of uninterested. For example, I was playing Cooking Simulator for a while, but then I was working in a kitchen too, and so I would come home from working in a kitchen, and want to play Cooking Simulator, and I was like, dude, this simulator is so good that I just feel like I'm at my job again.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like that, it's relaxing for somebody who's not actually there putting in the physical effort.
Right.
So it's fun and relaxing for somebody that's doing that. But when your mind and body is in that all day, and then you come home and you're trying to still put your mind into it, that's like that doesn't work for me. If I was a trucker, I probably wouldn't play a trucking game.
Right. Yeah.
And I am kind of a trucker. Like I do deliveries and installs for a living, so I am driving like a box truck, but not like a semi truck driver. If I just drove a truck all the time, I would not be interested in in playing a trucking game.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And this idea was really, it's just like, I think people really want to work, and there's a way to get them to work. What it takes is that a billionaire would want to have to motivate people instead of just wanting to be richer. So
Right.
they would have to.
People want to work, man.
Yeah.
And like if people's dollars were worth what they do,
Right,
people would
yeah.
be a lot more happy.
Yeah, if
and they
you
would
were
do a lot
like,
less
it makes sense to
bullshit.
go to work because, I can have my kid taken care of, we have food at the end of the day, we don't have to like stress about it constantly about whether or not we're going to be able to make rent and eat. And what about some emergency that comes up?
Right, exactly. Yeah, if people would be all about it. You wouldn't have that like low class that's just like, fuck it. Fuck everybody, fuck the government, fuck everything. They want to burn it down for good reason.
Right.
The lives that they were born into, it's like, okay, even with how I was thrown into the world, it was like, all right, well, now you get to like basically work at a grocery store or work in fast food. And
Right. Yeah.
good luck to you. Like.
Yeah, if you got nothing, you're going to have nothing. Is how it works.
And-
you can't really
but I
work
think a
your
lot
way
of
out of
people-
that. Or it's
A
difficult.
lot of people get caught in like and I've seen it. I've worked in a lot of different places, but a lot of people get stuck there, man. Like I've talked to people that have just worked at whatever fast food restaurant for like 20 years or something.
Right. Yeah, and they're like, well, I've always lived paycheck to paycheck. This is just how
Yeah,
you
it's-
live. You don't have a future. You
Yeah,
can't.
it's like,
you
no,
can't pay
they're
for
just
emergencies.
content.
Well,
And some of them are content doing it though. It's like it's interesting to me that they just find a groove.
the contentment
and
part, I'm fine
it's
with.
like in the
because some
it's like in
people
the
are
B movie
content.
when Barry's dad in the B movie, he's like, son, you just gotta grab that stick and you start stirring and you get yourself into a groove, and it's you get yourself into a real nice groove, and it's a beautiful thing, son.
Exactly. And
But yeah, that's what kind of comes to mind.
And there are some people who are really happy doing that. I wouldn't fault them for doing that. In some ways, I'm really jealous that I don't have that mindset where I can't just be like, yeah, this is fine. This is good enough. This is all I need. But then
Right.
the other people are just beat down. They're like, well, what do you expect me to do? I can't afford to go to college on this paycheck. I don't have the energy to work another job. This, that, and the other, like whatever it is,
Right.
like this is
Yeah.
all I can do is this. So I guess I'll just do this until I die.
pretty much. Yeah, and they just try to make some happiness wherever they're at, which I
Right.
respect. I really do.
Right. I mean,
That's all you really can do.
that's the beer given to the slaves who are building the pyramids. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, yeah, it's brutally hot out here, and you were dragging stones around all day on however the system was, these logs or whatever.
Yeah.
But here's some beer. Enjoy your night. See you tomorrow.
Right. Yeah, pretty much.
So, and that's one of the things about placating the masses, is that once you stop giving them the beer, and they can't afford it anymore, is when you start having trouble. Which for some reason the greedy people of America have not quite caught on to yet, or they think it's not going to catch up to them somehow.
Well, you know what my biggest gripe is right now? It's advertisements, man. Like, I feel like nobody ever talks about them. Nobody ever, like, why is everybody just okay with the most obnoxious garbage, like assaulting their eyeballs
Constantly. Yeah, actually, I watched Demolition Man for a review we did last night, and that was the thing. Like, in the future, they believe that all of our favorite songs were jingles because they're the most played songs on the radio. So from that time period, yeah.
Right, yeah, that makes sense. That's funny as hell.
Wow. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it is always going on. I do remember a time on the internet where you would just get information without all the pop-ups everywhere all the time. Like, it really is.
Yeah.
Like, when I'll start pulling up information, say an article or whatever that's been suggested, I scroll down a little ways and it's more pop-ups than it is information. I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not even bothered to read this.
Yeah. No,
it might be good. It might be something I'm interested in. Yeah, but God,
it's on billboards. It's on, I feel like I don't know why that's like allowed. I know freedom of speech and everything, but Jesus, man, like,
right, just to be sold something constantly.
Yeah, I don't know why that's allowed. And I know it's kind of a weird thing to say, like, oh, you should outlaw advertising. But think about it, man. You're advertising cigarettes and alcohol. You're advertising, with overproducing because people don't actually need the shit. They're just being force-fed it into their subconscious with all these fucking ads, basically.
Right, and making it basically feel the same way as if they need it in the same way they need food.
Right, right, exactly.
Because that's the idea with advertising, is you're supposed to associate the things that they want, the things they need, so that those two get confused, so they buy stuff.
Fucking learn how to drive. Jesus, where's my horn? There's a horn in this thing.
Well, you're in the big city now.
What the hell, man? He totally cut me off. Anyway, so, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
But yeah, no, it is really strange. Yeah, that the advertising is constant. It does speak to the rising cost of the internet, because of how much advertising is required to do that. Because I know people are trying to get as much money as they can and constantly increase that. So that's part of the reason. But at the same time, that the costs are going up, and so in order to make that line increase means that you have to also offset your costs somehow, and that means marketing or advertising, something advertising.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just don't know how it wasn't an instant yuck from the human race as far as that type of advertising went.
Well,
instead,
it seems
really
gradual.
Just ate it up. How do you just allow that? How do you just eat that up?
Well, I don't know if you. Okay, so it's crazy. So advertising starts, and people in the beginning when it starts too, they're like, no, absolutely not. But of course they get talked into it, and they're like, hey, to the performer, all you have to do is smoke this brand of cigarette on this show, right, and that's going to pay for the show. I'm not even joking. That's how
Yeah,
it
yeah,
starts.
yeah.
That's how advertising starts. And they go, okay, that's not a big deal.
Right.
And then it goes, while you're on the show, the script, you got this thing, you're just gonna say how much you love, apple juice, this type of apple juice. This was paying for this week's show, right? And then it snuck in like slower and slower. And then there was like this episode brought to you by Sudsy blah blah blah. It's the brighter washer, and then
Right.
that was all these things were considered kind of grotesque, and so they were eased in to the point where we are now, where we have 3 minutes of really loud ads on television, so much so that I can't watch TV anymore. Like the way that it interrupts the show, and it's
No.
just like such a distracting circus for like 3 minutes. I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
remember what's happening previous to that. I'm
No,
just
and
that
they've
level of dumb.
gotten
Um,
so they're just as bad as brain rot that everybody talked
oh
about
yeah,
on
yeah,
YouTube and stuff.
100%.
It's
Like
actual brain
advertisement,
rot. It really
yeah,
is.
is
Yeah.
like it's nonsensical, little ditties that get caught in your head, like silly jokes. Um, and and it's like 15, like they're all non sequiturs, right? So you have 6 non sequiturs on like these 15, 30-second clips. Like, damn, son. And it is everywhere, like all
And
over the internet,
recently it's
every
been
YouTube
feeling
video.
really yucky with like how in depth they try to know who they're catering towards, I guess.
Oh yeah, no.
Like anytime I see one of those medicine commercials and they have like the actor that does the thing, I'm like, dude, that they had some fucking dude on their advertisement team that scoured people's, Facebooks or like their stories or like just to like figure out, okay, what kind of person would take this sort of medicine, like, and we gotta find an actor that plays the part, and then because I don't know, it might just be crazy, but with those those ones that are like, oh, my so and so was really bad, but then I found this, and then it has like a whole bunch of side effects afterward. I just don't understand who the hell are those working for? Who the hell does that work on?
Right. The side effects,
You know what I mean?
they have
Like,
to be under a certain percentage. It is fairly
and
low, but
they
it
just
is
keep
there.
making
Yeah.
them. They just keep making them over the years, year after year. It's just the same garbage that they're peddling out, and they're making up new words, Wegovy and Trintellix and fucking what's the other one? Tremfya. It just made up garbage, like,
Right.
and so it's got to be the advertising's got to be working on somebody. It can't just
It
be.
is, yeah, and that's the unfortunate
Yeah.
thing. I mean, that's why we had the opioid crisis. It's because the advertising worked.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
It's really fucked up.
Jesus.
Yeah. That's the
And
thing.
it makes sense though. Like, yeah, they're totally being like, oh, ask your doctor about this. Well, that doctor wants you on petroleum-based medicines until you croak, basically, because it helps him out.
Right.
So
He's getting kickbacks for that. He don't care.
No, and
if he's
the
paying better
insurance-
than looking at people, yeah.
yeah, the pharmaceutical company, everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I did not mean to do that.
Bye.
I almost lost my whole load.
I feel that.
Oh, what
dude.
just hit me?
But yeah, no, that
So I had this other idea. I have always thought that it would be really fun to, instead of being just an angry, spiteful grandpa that complains about ads all the time,
okay.
to make like satirical ads.
And run like paid ad campaigns for satirical ads.
Yeah, just purely to make somebody laugh. Not even just like, just a personal like hobby of sending out satire ads that are purely just to take up space in the advertising world.
Yeah.
And make people laugh and turn the advertising world into more of like that I don't know, something that could be, because they always follow trends. If a certain ad works, all the other ad companies, they start trying to do the same thing. Same thing with modern music. That's what they do. When one country song makes it big, you hear like 5 more country artists trying to emulate that same shit.
Right. Well, and then also,
And
yeah,
so
it's people
you
who are
might,
like, oh, I got
I
someone who
might
sounds
start
like
seeing
that.
some better advertisements if
Right. If you start
some of these
doing-
ad companies realize that like satire works pretty good to like people, to make people not hate what they're seeing. Or like I know they try to be like funny and cute and jingly, but it always comes off as like very performative and fake and
Obviously,
often
they're selling
cringy.
something. Yeah, it's cringe because
Yeah,
they don't care
but if
about
they
you,
were
but
to
they're
like,
pretending to. And it's the same. The reason people don't like clowns is because you can tell that they're faking it.
yeah, I think that's exactly what I'm getting at. Advertisement and advertisement companies are like basically clowns to me. Like I'm not terrified. I'm like mortified that they exist.
Right? Yeah, exactly. That's you really
I'm
like.
not scared. I'm just like not scared. I'm like repulsed.
Yeah, there you go. In this world, it's so horrifying that would be the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%, 100%. And that's why they're so cringe. I have thought of that, where it would be fantastic to just rent ad space, and do anything you want to with it. It's my ad space now. It's 30, 45 seconds, a minute 90. I give you a sketch in that time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
we
You
could
do
we could
like,
do a duck, reveal in like 90 seconds.
Yeah, and
Goddamn.
people will be like, "Are they selling ducks? Are they
Right, like
are they selling a
what
book?
am I
Like,
what am I
is
supposed to buy?
Right.
Yeah, and just
Where's
like
the link?
the least successful like advertising company ever, because it doesn't advertise for anything. It just
No,
is
it's just
amusing.
advertising for your attention, and that's it. That's all it wants. It doesn't want your money. It just wants your attention.
See, to me that sounds like a really good wigwags promotion. You know what I mean? It just rents space that's just like funny, and it doesn't suggest you buy anything at all. It's just like, we're funny, you like funny things, here we are.
Yeah, but it's acting like it's selling you something, but it obviously that thing that they're trying to sell you is like a ridiculous thing that either doesn't exist or like would be ridiculous if it did.
Right. Basically promoting the guy who does, useless. He like creates useless items or obvious plants. Another one.
Yeah, that kind of energy. Right.
Yeah. Where you're like, that doesn't, but I mean, clearly the budget's high enough to suggest, and here it is on primetime television. What is going on? Primetime
Or you could even
television.
advertise like an energy drink that doesn't exist, but like it's obviously so humorous that it's like, oh, that can't be a real ad. Like, no way.
Right. Yeah, and see, this is the sort of thing that I'm talking about. Like, billionaires in America, you got to get more creative. Like, you guys are boring as fuck. You want to take yourselves to space? I just want to go up into the lower atmosphere. Like, cool, like, whatever. But, like, do you realize that you could rent out advertising space and just put up satirical ads because you can afford that shit? I'll do it.
I was thinking in the fine print, instead of the side effects of whatever they're advertising, it would just say, that's where it would say that like this is a satirical advertisement, and it reads it super fast to where nobody can hear it.
Our only purpose is to point out that advertising is rotting your brain.
Yep, exactly.
So do they charge you by the leap at these portals? Is it like
Well, I think this one,
a toll
because
booth?
on some of them it is. Most of them, from what I've seen, are free to go through because it's like a highway. But there are some that have tolls.
Have you tried to jump with somebody at the same time?
Yeah, it didn't go well.
How do you mean?
Like they ended up pushing me out of the way. They ended up pushing me out of the way at the last second, and then I had to like go all the way back around because it pushed me through the hole.
Oh my.
So, yeah. So, and I had to make a couple repairs too. So.
Oh, and that was the other thing I was gonna ask, if you could like steal the warp from somebody, but it sounds like, yeah, you can only do it one per house.
No, you can cut in front of them and like they'll honk at you and everything, but fuck them, I say.
Right. NPCs can suck my non-existent balls in this game.
Right. Yeah, my invisible. Like, there's nobody in the sea.
So it really is. Wait, but who's in the spacesuit then?
Just the ghost of me that's
Yeah,
playing, I guess.
I guess.
We're all just invisible avatars that like control this physical truck and stuff.
That is wild. That is some type of.
That's
lore
why when we
thing.
die, it's no problem because
Yeah.
like we can just. Yeah, that is some lore. They just repair the truck. You know, trucks can be repaired, and it just takes a little bit for you to come back and do your job. Oh no, I ran into a rock. Not good. Looks like we don't have any breaches though, so we should be alright. Full breach? No?
It's wild that you've gone through all
We are
these
running out of
changes.
box.
You made all this money, but you haven't get the stickers off the window yet.
I don't know how to get them off. I've taken it to the body shop and stuff.
Have you stood on the hood
There's
and
got to be
like
something.
looked directly at them in the spacesuit?
I haven't actually. Yeah, that's probably what you have to do, right? Because somebody stuck them on there.
I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, I didn't look that up in the
Tried
thing at all either. That was how you were fixing other stuff on your truck. But that was the first thought that I'd had, was that, you'd go to the body shop and they
I
should
can
just
try
come
it.
off.
That's what I thought, but I'm gonna have to stop in here and get a. Do I have any? Oh, probably just enough. I need an air filter. That's what's been killing me, honestly. They're so expensive, and they just go out like anything else. One of them is out. That one's not even there. That one's good.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm only running on 2, and this one is non-existent, so I'm gonna start losing oxygen soon. But I do want to check out the stickers.
You've been doing all these miles. You're like, I'm not in violation. I've never been in violation.
I mean, he.
It
I
totally
can take
does.
it on. What a
Nice.
good call, man. I really appreciate you. I've just been driving with those.
Well, I was wondering if you just decided to be like, you know what, this is it.
Oh. So you don't pay it until you peel off the sticker.
Oh
That's
no!
awesome.
You just lost all that money.
Well, I mean,
and you were hoping to get filters with.
It was, yeah. Well, no, they were $50 each, so that's
Okay.
not bad. But still, that was a lot of parking violations. I must have been there for like hours.
Like final notice.
That was crazy.
Do anything but wake you up and get you to move.
Yeah,
It pays better.
right,
to
exactly. We're just
do
gonna keep sticking here.
Yeah, stick.
We'll just keep sticking up here until you wake up.
That's the.
Did I have a trailer? Yeah, I had a trailer, didn't I?
I think you have a double trailer.
Yeah, I do have a double trailer. Oh wow, I'm really parked like a doofus.
Mine went to.
Okay, so I'm gonna hope that if I park this here, it's not gonna get messed with, and I can just go get an air filter so I don't die. 'Cause I'm gonna be really sad if I die.
Yeah, that
That would
might
be
be
a ton of hard work. Just
That might be bad. You just left your load just parked in the middle of nowhere.
yeah, hopefully
Oh,
nobody
yeah.
messes with it. I don't know what'll happen if I do
And
that,
they'll be
but
like,
I
you
have
know
no
what?
choice really. And
Right. They're like, I can make this
I
delivery and
really
make
need
it
an air filter.
$50,000.
Yeah, hopefully no one steals it.
Star Trucker Piracy.
That would be an interesting, like if they made a Star Trucker 2 that was multiplayer and you could like sabotage other people. I mean,
I think
not
that's
a
the
lot
one
of
thing
people
this
would
game
probably
feels like
play
is
that.
lacking, is that multiplayer aspect. Like being able to talk to people on the road. that sort
Yeah.
of thing. Lot lizards. Um,
Yeah, it would be interesting. Even if they wouldn't even have to code in um, like the ability to be in the same galaxy, I guess. I mean, that would make the most sense, but I don't know. You could just put like a radio chat on here of some kind, like through these radios that you can grab.
right. Well, you wouldn't have to necessarily, right? Like, I mean, No Man's Sky, you can sometimes run into people, um, right?
No Man's Sky is great.
Yeah. No,
That's
absolutely.
a great. I kind of fell out with it because, well, I think because of this game actually.
Really, you traded No Man's Sky
Yeah.
for Star Trekkers.
Yeah, well, only because it's just everything in this game has so much more like gravity to it for me. Like when you do stuff in this game, it really feels like it matters. In No Man's Sky, once you set it up for the first time, it's like, oh wow, like I got that, that's awesome. But then a lot of it just becomes routine, and I don't know. It depends. It really just depends on what kind of gameplay you're going for. But this really makes you like take care of your ship in like physicality. In No Man's Sky, when you have to change something, you just do it in your inventory. So a lot of times in that game, you're literally just on your inventory screen constantly.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's
There
not
is
as
there's
fun.
no inventory at all. You're just working with what you got, and whatever's in your crates, and there's just so much, like the stakes are so much higher, I guess, and so it makes it more addicting for me.
It feels more real.
Yeah, a little more realism is, I guess, what I'm trying to get at. Oh, I should have sold this. That's all right. We gotta do this delivery. I don't want to end the podcast without getting a delivery done, man. That'd be terrible.
Oh, we do have about 10 more minutes left, so hopefully we can pull it off.
Perfect. I think so. How many jumps we got? There's Purity. Okay, we got like 3 more jumps.
All right.
So we should be able to do it. First, we gotta back up to the cargo again.
It's still there. Thank God.
Yeah. Oh, thank God that guy didn't run into it.
Yeah, you just see it spinning off. And
I think the NPCs are pretty smart, and they won't like run into stuff like that. But I'm not quite sure. I have seen a couple of them run into each other accidentally.
just like head-on collision.
Not head on, but like it's side swipe. I did see a side swipe one time, but that was because one of them had like a 4 trailer or something like that, and it was super long.
Wow, that's a lot.
But I think the NPCs are like perfectly randomized. You never really see the same truck twice. It's pretty cool.
So that probably has to do with the high amount of variables.
Yeah.
Because the greater variables you have, the more you can randomize it. So that's cool. That means there's a lot of customization that can be done.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a. See, I've like all of this trucking I've done, and I've like barely scratched the surface of the game.
Oh, gotcha. That's how you upgrade your truck. Okay, gotcha. So the batteries last longer, filters last longer.
This is how you, or no, this is how you get better jobs, basically. And you do get some upgrades with this, but there is an actual. Oh, you have to go to the actual shop to look at it, but you can upgrade your truck and everything to do better shit and not break down so much or run out of things as quick. And I don't know if you can hear the music, but it's
Yeah.
it's very space trucky. Absolutely love it. And this isn't even the radio. This is just like the ambient game music.
Oh, the one that is like licensed, non-licensed music.
Well, this is streaming approved, but and so is that radio station. If I was to turn the radio on,
Oh, right
I'd be
on.
playing that. But I'm kind of liking the chill vibe right now. That's nice. I wasn't expecting it.
Well, in this episode, we've tackled quite a number of issues. In the last few minutes, how do you feel about what do you think we should be tackling the hot button for tonight?
I think no matter who you are and what you believe, my message to on the podcast would be to sum everything up. Like, don't let somebody scam you out of your own existence, pretty much.
That's fair.
Whether that is billionaires or even just other people like trying to take advantage of you. You really got to stay vigilant and ask, like, who's going to be benefiting from me making this decision? Is it going to be just me? Is it going to be me and other people? Or is it going to be pretty much just other people?
Right. You do want to hit that middle spot. Because if it's just helping you, maybe, that's good to do. But, like, you got to balance that.
Yeah, look into like what other people are making off of, maybe something that you could have bought locally, or I don't know. That's kind of like where my positive mind goes to on like how to just come together as people and be like, okay, I think we can all agree that greed sucks. I think we can all agree that you should not murder people. You shouldn't touch children inappropriately. You shouldn't.
Right.
There's things that we can pretty much all agree on.
Right. And that's where you start to injure somebody else.
Right, unless you're out to like hurt somebody,
right,
or ruin their life experience, I guess.
Right, that's the part where that's where we need to stop. Like, you can enjoy all of your experiences, but when you start hurting somebody else,
I think there should be we've talked about this before. Definitely should be an income cap.
Well, I think you can keep earning as much as you would like to, but that money needs to be turned so that, again, we talked about, like, only because you keep squeezing the bottom and working class, you're gonna have a riot. You're gonna cause a revolution. And if you're wealthy, you don't want that, because you're gonna lose out.
Well, my thing is, when you basically have endless income, after that, like after you've already won capitalism and everything like that, and you have more money than you could ever spend in like 13 lifetimes, who are you making money for?
Right.
That's why you're absolutely right. It should go back. It should go back into humanity, because after you're gone, humanity's still going to be here.
And again, I'm not talking about humanity as an abstract.
The value that you put into it.
I'm literally talking about humanity as the people who are pulling off the amount of work that you're getting done. Like, those are the people who need to be getting that money back, because they're the ones who are making your life possible.
Right.
So it's not like, oh, you need to help the poor or the whatever. I'm just saying you need to help the people who you see on a regular basis, who are the moving parts of your machinery, whose thoughts and ideas what keep you running, who make sure that they don't make mistakes because they want to protect your interests. Those are the people you should be paying very well, because those are the ones who are going to turn on you the fastest if you don't take care of them. I'm just saying, human physics says that. That's not me making a threat on behalf of anybody I know inside of Microsoft or whatever. Like, the more you take care of the people, the more things won't disappear. The office supplies won't disappear. The work will be done in an efficient manner.
Yeah, exactly. Once people become so disenfranchised with, just feeling like their work doesn't mean anything, I think that's when it happens,
And they're not valued. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And that's where a lot of people kind of are right now. Like, I kind of had to choose a job where I feel like I give some sort of value, with like installing people's appliances and stuff and being a delivery guy. Those are things that people need, and it's not like um, I'm not making a living illegally or anything, you know?
Right.
And I'm not working at a factory where they make like ring pops or something.
The lowest of low, the ring pop.
The ring pop factory, you don't want to work there.
No. I mean, have you heard about their working conditions? It's worse than Amazon's. They
It's
aren't even
it's worse
allowed.
than what's up?
They're not even allowed to pee. Like that's all the fluids are drained from the person's body as soon as they get to work.
It's replaced with ring pop fluid.
Yeah, which they secrete into the machines. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because I mean, you can't even be around the machines that are there unless they
You're
flush out your
secreting.
whole
Yeah,
system.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, no water,
Oh, that was
just
really.
ring pop fluid.
There's a lot of weight to this trailer, man. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
and you have two of them also. It's so crazy.
Yeah. Like it takes some getting used to, but like you have to kind of like gas it for a little bit and then coast. Because if you just keep gassing it, you're not going to be able to slow down very well. I'm sure that'll get better with upgrades. Like it'll be way faster and brake easier.
I believe that's a true thing with trucks as well.
But so yeah, dude, I really have I've had this idea for like a long time. But the other day, like it really struck me that I should try to do something with it. Create like satirical advertisements. I just think it would be really fun. Even if it doesn't get a ton of attention, it would just be fun to do.
Well, that's the thing about it, is it would get a ton of attention because you would be paying to put in advertising spots, right?
Yeah, that's kind of the ironic part about it is it's like you actually would probably you would get some sort of attention because people are being forced to watch it.
And like make people watch your art, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know there's, especially nowadays, there's all kinds of places you can. I mean, you could pay for like $25 to advertise something on Facebook for a while, and then like some people are gonna see it, and if some people do like it, there's a chance they'll probably share it or something and be like, "This is the weirdest advertisement," you know.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Susan's gonna love it. But yeah, I don't know. I think it could be. I think it
Yeah.
could be really fun.
It's
I just
definitely.
haven't figured out how to go about it yet. You know, like I don't know if I
Do,
should write a script or if I should just start like recording and ad-libbing shit, and just making up like a product that's like just so ridiculous. Like the advertising is kind of the ridiculous part. Like it's just a soda, but like the lengths they go to try and sell you that soda is like nuts.
The parody ads, yeah, are pretty funny, for sure. You making the last jump to purity?
Yep. Looks like I will be dropping it off after this jump.
That's what's up.
Wait,
Peace.
somebody said earlier that I don't need to be weighed. They're not gonna arrest me if I don't do that, will they?
Uh-oh.
What's going on here, man? Oh, I'm running out of gas too. That's great.
Oh, no. Did it pull you back like that?
No, I was reversing so I could try and reset my position. Charge me for ignoring a weigh-in. Oh, he just charged me like.
Oh.
Oh no! Wait, I bought that filter. I was like, no way! You just charged me that much. All right, this is the grand finale, everybody. Will I be able to deliver this without running out of fuel or like running into something?
Do you know where it is in the
We've come a
location?
long way. That
Yeah.
was like 5 jumps or something.
It was quite. I don't know. All the other than that.
Over here. There it is. I see it. So now we can kind of just like enjoy the scenery, park it nice and easy. And this music slaps.
Space Cowboy.
Yep.
So in the
So yeah, that is my goal from now on.
nice.
Now that I know how to do deliveries pretty well, I would like to get at least one delivery done every time. Star Trucking episode.
Well,
A
guys,
Star Trucking sesh.
right? In the words of the immortal Chandler Fleming, be who you are. Try to pay attention to who's trying to make you be something that they are instead, and pay attention to who benefits from that. But your weird, wonderful selves are good enough. Gosh darn it, people like you. You can't bring change to the world when you're imitating everybody else. So do that. Thank you for being here with us.
Be yourself.
Yeah, on this Cox and Space Behind the Scenes podcast. I'm Skip Marazzi, your host and friend, here with Chandler Fleming of Flamingo Music. Check him out at soundcloud.com/Flamingo Music. Check us out at coxinspace.com, coxinspace.com. And until tomorrow, we'll catch you later.